All right. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if you guys could hear me. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just see if anyone. Let's see. Nope. Okay, doesn't look like it's working. Let me see. Nope, there's no one watching. All right, there's one person watching. All right. What's going on, guys? Let's see. Let's pause this. It says I've been live for 3 minutes. That's definitely not the case. Okay, what's going on, guys? So, okay, I'm not too sure if this unlisted video is going to be available to everyone within Learn Plan Profit or anything like that, or just overall my subscribers within YouTube. So, just to make sure that I answer the people within Learn Plan Profit, I want to make sure that any question that you guys have. So if you guys are listening right now, I need all questions to be asked through the Q&A chat. So I'm just gonna all questions and breakdowns must be asked through here. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on with this guy. Yeah, all right, guys, and I'm gonna talk about so right now in the Q&A chat, please restrain from any questions as of now. Right now, I'm not gonna dedicate too much time on that. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to talk about. I'm gonna break down for at least 5 to 10 minutes. We've already spent about 40 minutes. Instead of talking about stocks, we've been talking about. We're trying to resolve this. Okay, so. I do apologize for that. First of all, like obviously this is not like a good experience for me either. I'm trying to do whatever it is that I can. I will pay for a larger server. That's not an issue at all. So I do apologize for the inconvenience. I just need Discord to respond to tell me what it is that I need to do. So as you guys can see, I'm going to start breaking down. I think 3 stocks at most are the ones that I kind of want to focus on. First of all, congrats to all those that were able to get into Tesla at the market open. Had a pretty solid spike, 4%. It's experiencing a little bit of a pullback. You know, that's decent. It looks like ticker symbol X is starting to show signs of an ascending uptrend pattern. How is it that I know when something is actively trending up? When it's trading in between the middle VWAP and the top VWAP. Right? So middle and top VWAP. Very simple breakdown, very easy to understand. And right now we can see it's a little bit on the higher price point. So we might wait for a little bit of a sell-off, bounce on the EMA, bounce on the middle VWAP. So that might be something to look out for if you see potential in this. The reason that I see value and gush is because of the overall ascending uptrend pattern. So this upward staircase pattern, yes, it did sell off again today in the morning. But even if we can get it up to $22 or to $22 altogether, my average price right now is at $21.25. So being able to sell at around $22 would put me at 3.51%. Right now, I am up $71.50. Again, my average $21.25, just like I told you guys. As you can see, there's a little bit of sell-off. There's this slight resistance. Do you guys see this? It was going. How did I know that there was going to be a resistance around from 2140 to lows of 21 during pre-market hours? You could see that this is really where it was consolidating. You could see the bottom view up. You could see the top view up. What I want to see is for it, as you see when it had this sell-off, it started to bounce a little bit around that middle view up. It did go a little bit below that. I want to see this to start actively staircasing up. So right now it's just doing a lot of consolidation. I want to start seeing the middle view up start pointing up, the top view up start pointing up. Something very similar to what Tesla was showing as it was showing this ascending uptrend pattern. Something like what Oracle was showing. It's starting to point more up, and again, it's at the top view up, it gets rejected. You wait for the validation and the bounce off the middle view up, and it makes sense on why it has that ascending uptrend pattern. So I see a lot of value in Gush. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert for a break. So I'm going to set my alert for the break at 2150, and then we can do a breakdown there. So at or above, that's fine. 2150, and then the next one that I see value in is DGAS. The reason why I see value in DGAS is because of that huge sell-off. One thing that I want to make sure that we take into consideration is the overall pattern of natural gas. So you can see that natural gas is showing signs of an uptrend. I mean, it did have a really nice green candle. If you saw and were, I think it was in the if you guys were able to see that one of the callouts that we had, I think it was under trade ideas. I posted it yesterday during the middle of the night, or afternoon. It was like natural gas is pushing up. Let's hope that it opens up like this because that would be in favor of you guys. It's just that nice little friendly reminder letting you guys know that natural gas was actively trending up. Therefore, you guys would have shown some signs of an uptrend. Based off of previous patterns, I'm just going to go to more similar patterns that's a little bit more relevant. We can see that it's had a previous resistance at $59. It's getting really close to that price point. So when it comes down to opportunity cost, that is why I'm always talking about like why not invest in something that's actively trending up. Well, you guys, in my opinion, is too close to the resistance that that opportunity cost isn't necessarily worth it. Man, Tesla's killing it. But Tesla, again, is continuously getting rejected by this SMA indicator, and it's still actively trending down below the EMA. It's trying to do a really good job consolidating and actually reversing. So I'd like to follow up with Tesla if it can actually reverse. But I do see value. Well, that's why it came down to me seeing somewhat value in DGAS. I think it does have potential for a reversal. So what I'm going to do is I want it not only to break above the EMA, right? I mean, that's important to me. But as you can see, every time that it does break above the EMA, it still gets rejected. I think that the middle view up is acting as the overall resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert for the break above not only the middle view up, but the break above $28. I want there to be a push above 28, a pullback. I want it to bounce at 28, and then to continue that ascending uptrend pattern. When it comes down to margin that it has to recover, it's anywhere from around 3 to 4%, and in my opinion, it's something worth taking. So we could also see right now that with Gush, we have some nice consolidation happening with the EMA line and the top view up. So now it's doing a better job ascending up. So we might actually get a break of alert right now. Where are we at right now? $125 profit so far. Again, my position is about 50% of what it normally is. Let's see. And my goodness, dude. Come on. All right, Gush is above 2151. So now we're starting to see a little bit more of an an uptrend pattern. I want to give it a little bit more time to push up, pull back, and then bounce. There we go. So we're up 160. That's pretty nice. I'll just leave this open right here. And I'm going to close this out a little bit. So okay, so let's see if it hits. There we go, 2160. Nice. Let's wait for a little bit of a pullback, and I want to see if it actually bounces very close to the 2140 price point. I think that would be a nice little catch. Again, there's a sell-off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click buy. I just click edit. I usually just do 500 shares for Gush, and again, that's my order size. It doesn't mean that it has to be your order size. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this at 2120, and the reason why that's with a limit order, I'm just going to send it, and that doesn't mean that I'm actually going to get filled here, but I put it below where it is that I want to buy. So when I want to actually buy when it's like right around 2140, then I can just hold, drag, click, drop, click send, and that be it. So it makes it very efficient for me. That's what I do. Just wanted to share that with you guys. So let's see what it does. Pulling back right now. I want to see some consolidation of a bounce. Um, let's see. And again, I can quickly just, press the X if I want to absolutely. There we go. Nice little sell off. Okay. There we go. I'll wait for more of a confirmation. Come on. There we go. That's all right, 53. All right, and 53 should be right around where that top view up is at. So let's see if we can get a nice little push up. I'm going to check out drip real quick to see if there's any supports that might be coming up. So the reason that I do this is, do you see how drip is descending? Obviously, this is the inverse of gush. So drip is, still descending, trending below that 180-day, not the 180-day, the 1 day, 1 minute EMA. So it's still pushing down. And because of this, when is drip going to bounce? Because when drip bounces, that means that gush is going to start to peak out as well and start to pull back. So I see more of a potential bounce right around this SMA indicator. So what I'm going to do is, just as a friendly reminder to myself that, get the heck out of gush, I'm going to set an alert there. So right now we're getting a sell-off through drip. That should be in favor of this. Up $190 on the day so far. We should be making highs of day pretty soon. Come on. Okay, so now that I have overall 1,000 shares, it's a little bit over $20,000. I'm going to do control sell. Again, this is something that I do majority of the time. Just add a nice little 0 to this. And then I'm going to sell with a limit order. Again, I like to put the price tag at a lot higher price one, so I'll do it at $299 because I want to sell at around 22. So I have the limit order there, and that is it. So I'm up 260 so far on the day, and let's see. All right. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set my alerts here as well. It looks like we might see a slight resistance right around this SMA indicator. That's something that I want to remind everyone, that we might see a resistance here. Create an alert at or above. I also want, just because I'm going to start doing technical analysis for you guys, and I want to make sure that I get alerted if anything happens. So I mean, I think overall, due to the sending uptrend pattern and the recovery that we had as of yesterday, there's a lot of margin for profit. I really needed to trade in between the middle VWAP and the top VWAP and continue this ascending uptrend pattern. Right now, we are trading below the SMA line. So maybe when we get more of a confirmation of a push up, a pullback, and then a bounce again on the SMA, that would make sense on why I would feel more comfortable for a swing trade. But right now, I mean, if I can hit $22, I hope that you guys know that I will feel comfortable selling altogether. So yeah, let me go ahead and start breaking down some stocks for you guys, and then if you guys want to join the Q&A chat, so yeah. All right, so if you guys want to start calling out, your top stocks in the Q&A chat for the Learn Plan Profit group, feel free to, again, they have to be in the ticker symbol format, so be sure to have them in the proper format under the group alerts. So call it out, and I will be more than happy to break it down for you guys. So we got Nick saying something. Again, just be considerate, like, don't just put something out there that you really don't care to actually trade. Let this be something that you actually want to trade, just so we focus. Again, Jerry, that's not how we call out stocks. So I do appreciate you calling that one out. But just, again, that's not how we call it out. Okay, LABU. Okay, so again, the first thing that I do is I usually do this 180-day analysis. Actually, I really like this one. added it to my general watch list. Why do you guys think that I really like this one? Very horizontal pattern. Previous support level, overall resistance levels up here. I'd see a more conservative resistance level is right around $90. So the margin of profit that it does have to potentially recover is right around, almost 30%. I think that's very attractive. One thing, as you can see, I already have my alert set here at 75 based off of previous patterns. So that is just something that I want to make sure that you guys all understand, is that it's still actively trending down. It's been, so if you guys watched the video that we made yesterday, it continues to try to reverse. It gets rejected by this 180-day EMA. So again, it has no confirmation for a reversal. So just want to remind you guys that I have my alert set here. I'll set another alert if it drops below the specific price point, and we can go from there. So great call out. I think this one should definitely be something that should be added to our watch list, but I want to follow up with it and actually invest in it when it's actively trending up. So okay, so we got PTI. So PTI is one that's being called out. Nice call out. Okay, so PTI is showing some form of confirmation on this SMA line. Do you see this SMA line, though? It's actually starting to point down a little bit. So I really am going to need this confirmation and this EMA line to actually start pointing up. This one tends to do a little bit better with volume. Do you see how volume? I'm just looking at all the different indicators and studies that I have set up, and you can see that volume is a huge factor in this on what acted as a catalyst to drive the price up. Usually when the volume isn't, it tends to actually look like it gets manipulated quite often. Do you see this? No volume. Pretty solid descending pattern. Volume is very present. Again, there's these bars right here. It pushes all the way up, and again, it acts as catalyst. Volume dies out, so does the price itself, and then again, volume becomes present, pushes up. Great. So the volume does look like it's trying to pick up a little bit. This would definitely be more of a momentum stock, more of a day trade. I don't like trading this. I don't think this is going to be very safe to trade for a majority of our traders, just because of what it, what it comes down to. But if you like trading and you feel 100% comfortable, then I'm all for it. I just want to remind you guys that with these higher potential, higher risk, higher volume stocks, there tends to be more of a risk factor with that, right? So I just wanted to remind you guys that real quick. So we got ERF. So we could see that ERF is actively trending up. Guys, again, so a lot of these are really good callouts, and I'm really glad that you guys are calling them out. These are all still being rejected by this 180-day EMA. They're still all actively trending down. We talked about it in yesterday's video. These are all actively trending down. We need to wait for the confirmation. These are not actively trending up. I like that these are your good potential trades, but we need to invest. Your top #1 stock on a weekly basis has to be something that's actually actively trending up, not potentially, because this could be 1 or 2 weeks until it actually reverses up. So this should not be your top stock for today or for this week. Do you see how it's still being rejected by this 180-day EMA? Nothing is showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It does show signs of this, upwards, like ascending uptrend pattern, but it could be a matter of days for this thing to sell off, consolidate at, the SMA, and then break above the EMA and then continue to trend up. So right now, it is not actively trending up. Let's just make sure. So we had also the other good call out, so LABU, right? So, but it's still actively trending down. It's not pushing up. It's not above the EMA. It's not showing any signs of an uptrend pattern. It is being rejected by that 180-day EMA. We need to make sure that we focus on stocks that are actively trending up. So ATOS, same thing, actively trending down, like being rejected by that 180-day EMA. This one's even more of an inconsistent pattern. This is one that I would 100% stay away from. It looks like it gets manipulated very often. Being rejected by that 180-day EMA, the volume is dying out, so is the price itself. Not something that I find attractive or anything worth investing. SSC. Okay, so SSC is actively trending up, showing signs of an uptrend pattern. Volume is a factor in this one as well. It tends to, definitely get pushed by volume. Looks like it's a little bit overextended in my opinion. So if it came down to scalping this one, so being able to get in and get out, I would say right now, just because it's pushed up pretty aggressively, based off previous patterns, do you see this pattern that when it pushes up, it peaks out when it's pretty far away from the EMA, and then it retracts, right? Then it bounces, consolidates on the EMA line, and then it pushes up again. I would like to catch it when it consolidates and it's about to push up again at around the EMA line, especially because we're getting very close to this. To this overall SMA and EMA line, which I think can act as a support. So let's see. Again, I don't know why Twitter is being called out. Twitter's still being rejected by the EMA, not actively trending up. Yeah, still being rejected, still showing signs of a downtrend pattern. Even if it's up 0.5% today, it doesn't mean anything. It's still actively being rejected. Just one green day doesn't mean anything. It's been rejected multiple times. Again, just like last time when it had a pullback, it pushed up, got rejected, sold off again. So why get in before the overall confirmation? Again, we need a push up above the EMA. We need the EMA line to start pointing up, and then we need a pullback and a bounce on the EMA line, showing signs of an upward staircase pattern, which it has not shown any patterns of. Nope, so this one's not posted in the right format. Gus just broke below 2133. Okay, so it looks like there is a slight pullback. Let's see if it ends up bouncing right around the middle VWAP. That was a very similar pattern that it had almost all day yesterday. Was it would go to the top VWAP, it would get rejected, try to bounce around the middle VWAP. But as long as we continue the pattern in between the middle VWAP and top VWAP, then I think that's what's important. Looking at drip overall, yeah, the middle VWAP is still pointing down for drip, and that's good because we're trading the inverse, which is gush. So as long as this thing is still pointing down, then I think we have the leg up on drip and stuff like that. So let me do a couple more breakdowns. I think it was ABEO, right? Very low volume, actively trending down. Being rejected by the SMA, the EMA line is pointing down, showing signs of a downward pattern. That's also a pharmaceutical company, which I don't think shows a very good sign of an uptrend pattern. So, okay, so IO was one that we talked about. I mean, I talked about it this morning as well. And I mean, right now there's a lot of consolidation that's going on. The EMA line has become a little bit more horizontal. So due to that, I think that right now it's kind of, again, we have to wait for the confirmation. So it's good. It was actively trending up. It pulled back. Now I want to wait for the bounce and the confirmation of an uptrend pattern. It doesn't really have that right now. So if you're getting in right now, you would get in you would get in for a really good price, but you would have to hope that it actually starts to actively trend up. And I don't think that's a very good kind of like, that's not a very good just quality to have, like to get into a position just in hope that it actually starts to trend up. Yeah, it does have a really nice ascending uptrend pattern, but altogether, let's just make sure that we set our alerts right around here, and we can get reminded if it starts actively trending up and if it starts to confirm. And then again, when it confirms, it's done this multiple times. It breaks below the EMA line, we get the confirmation, we can get alerted, and then it has a nice little push up of about 5 to 7%, which I think can be very attractive. So okay. JDST is down again. It's not actively trending up as of right now. There's just a lot of consolidation that's going on. I would look more at /GC and kind of see where this is at right now. So /GC looks like it got rejected by around 1350 based off of previous patterns. But again, the EMA line for /GC is still pointing up. I just think it's too much in favor for JNUG right now. Market's been very volatile. Market's been very red. That's in favor for /GC and JNUG as well. Trust me, I want to trade JDST as bad as any of you guys do, especially around the $50 to $55 price point to be able to sell around 58 to 60. But it's just not in our favor right now, and I don't want to force a trade based on what I hope happens. So I need more of a confirmation. I need more reversal, and that's why I've kind of been staying a little bit away from JDST because it's been going back and forth. Okay, we have quite a bit of callouts. WPM is actively trending up. Good. We got the confirmation of an uptrend pattern, upward staircase. So I would, again, very simple breakdown. Wait for a little bit of a sell-off. It tends to sell off, breaks below the EMA, consolidates, wait for the break above the EMA. If it's still actively trending up and the EMA line is still pointing up, then that's where I can take a position, and then I can end up selling. But the margin of profit that this thing has to offer isn't that much. So when it comes down to opportunity cost, I don't necessarily see that to be one that's completely worth it, but it's up to you guys. So looks like we again are holding above the middle VWAP. That's the confirmation that we wanted. I actually need to set my alert. I'm really sorry about that. I should be leading by example below the middle VWAP. So also when there's a break above the top VWAP, let's just get reminded. Again, it's just an alert, so we're staying busy. Tesla, nice little call out right now. Overall highs as of yesterday was a little bit above 270. So based on the current price point and where it peaked out yesterday around like about 2.3%. So that's definitely not bad. SGMO, appreciate that. SGMO, actively trending down, being rejected by that 180-day EMA. I mean, I like the pattern. It's a really nice, consistent ascending uptrend pattern. Thank you for calling it out, or thank you for bringing it to our attention. But it's not actively trending up, so it's not really relevant as of now. But thank you. Boom. Okay. This one has a little bit more of a horizontal pattern as of now. Do you guys see this resistance right here? Based on previous patterns, we can see an overall resistance. Whoa, Gush is pushing up. Good, good, good. We can see an overall resistance right around here. Shut up. Oh, Gush pushed up quite a bit right now. Look at that. So up 320. Wow, that pulled back pretty hard. So it looks like it might be getting rejected by this SMA line. Remember, guys, we talked about the SMA indicator. If you guys haven't watched, I know I uploaded it super late, so I 100% know why majority of you guys haven't. So I 100% understand. After this video, if you guys do have time, you guys can go to YouTube and check out the most recent video that I've uploaded, other than obviously this one. This one shouldn't be posting, but the stock market EMA versus SMA, a lot of people found it very helpful. I really hope that it can, do well for you guys. So there we go. We got Gush starting to push up a little bit more aggressively. So is Tesla. Tesla's making new highs for the day. And again, these are all stocks that we've been talking about. Ticker symbol X. This is something that we brought up. DGAS starting to show signs of an uptrend pattern. Guys, again, had huge sell-offs in the morning, just waiting for the confirmation and the reversal. I called out Tesla, I called out X, I called out Gush, and then I talked about DGAS. For DGAS, again, I'm waiting for the break above $28 for the margin that of what it has to offer. Bless you. Okay. I just set my alerts again. This is going to be bad because it's starting to see somewhat of a resistance, and I probably need to pay more attention to it. So I'll do a couple more breakdowns, and then I'll go from there. Let me revisit boom end. Okay, so again, very low volume. Again, a very nice horizontal pattern. I just think when it comes down to the margin that this thing has to offer, based on this like support and resistance level, do you see consolidation here, consolidation here, consolidation here? The margin of profit that it has to offer, I think it's a little bit too much on the overbought side, in my opinion. I would like to follow up with this one and see if it could actually make new highs. I just don't know this stock enough. I don't know the patterns enough. And when it comes down to like, yeah, this is nice, it offers 5%, but so does a lot of the other stocks that we're trading that I'm very comfortable with. So I'm just a little anxious about that. But yeah, good call out. I really like the pattern. So strong descending pattern. Do you see this? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, descending pattern. Overall support, yes, I do see why this might be a reversal point. Do you see why this might be a resistance right here with this descending pattern? So let's go ahead and set our alerts and just get reminded. Right now it's not a good one. It's actively trending down. We just have to get reminded with this one. Okay. So Ricky, aren't you in Gush? That's below the, yeah, so it's a day trade. So that's why I talked about Drip just went below 1320. That's good. That's in favor of Gush. We should see a nice little push with Gush. So that's good. You see that consolidation that we're getting right around. Do you see that? Right around that EMA line. We're getting a lot of consolidation, validating that that is a valid resistance. Let's see where we're at right now. So we're up $380 on the day. to sell or to not to sell at 22. Sell. So 20.
I always gotta take your word, bro. Cover your profits, but then when you say this,
I know I always cover my profits, and then every time I do it, always goes up. Yeah, but no, I mean that's true. So based off previous patterns as of yesterday, I did have a resistance at around $22. Here, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna move this up here, and I know this is the reason that I'm moving it up here is I want there to see if it had a really nice push up after it did some consolidation. I want to see if it adds a really nice push up and if it could push above 22. Guys, what do you guys think? Cover profit or just to sell? What percentage growth?
Yeah.
Well, my average is at 21.39, so it's not even. So I'm at like 2%. Yeah, so it's going to be about 3% that I would. So pretty much right here, yeah, it'd be about almost 3%. So it's having a little bit of sell off. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and break down MU real quick. So I have my alert set. So MU, again, it's showing signs of a potential reversal. Do you guys see this? Of it does a lot of consolidation around the EMA, not trending up though. That's why I have my alert set over here for more full-on confirmation for it to continue to trend up. We've talked about MU multiple times. Again, not actively trending up. This should not be our top pick for the day, right? So remove this. Now we're getting some consolidation. So I'll follow up with this in a little bit. Yeah, so we can't call out stocks like that. Again, remember, you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group. I expect everyone to have the call out format. You can simply go to the announcement section. It's on the very top, just like explained in the course. If you haven't gone through the entire course, then you probably shouldn't be in the Discord chat. That's just a recommendation because you shouldn't be trading just yet. The call out format is right here. It has our schedule all right here. Scanners, watch lists, has how to access your affiliate link and how to share it and stuff like that. The ETF section and all that good stuff. It tells you the brokerage list and all that good stuff. The Excel files, how to manage your way through Discord and stuff like that. So again, everything is all right here. Okay. So UVXY. No, so it's okay. So I just need to make sure that I UVXY. So this guy's saying sorry because previously he was one of the first ones that shared his stock. So you probably didn't hear me actually say or talk about the ticker symbol format. But the reason that I think that UVXY is doing well, obviously when our market does bad or poorly, right, UVXY is going to start showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It's been showing signs of nothing but an uptrend pattern. And I think as long as it continues this, how do we know when something is a good buy? Again, this one has to do more based off of fundamentals, right, of how the overall market is doing. So let's make sure that we take that into consideration. But I would say that this would be a better buy when it gets closer to the EMA line. And then when it does get close to the EMA line, it starts to push up. Again, based off previous patterns, I mean, it does push up quite aggressively. Again, is it a good buy when it's away from the EMA line? When it's overbought? No, right? It pulls back, consolidates, and then it pushes up again. Look at all that margin. Sell off, bounces again right around this EMA line, pushes up, sell off. Boom, boom, right? 20%. Now it's a little bit further away from the EMA line. I would wait a little bit more for a sell-off, more of a confirmation that it's a good buy, and then again, a nice little push up. So I like the pattern, I like the call out, just probably isn't at the best price point as of now. So I'm currently stuck in VKTX and I don't know what to do. I got in at okay, I'll break it down for you, but when you're asking me I don't know what to do, that's not a good sign because then that means that you did not have a plan. Yep, actively trending down. I don't know, you got in at what price point? 636. Oh my god, that's up here. Okay, so yeah, man. First of all, I'm really sorry, right, that you're in this position. You must have been in this position like more than a month already. And first of all, you should have had a stop loss, Second of all, it's actively trending down. So when you got in at 636, it must have been at around like right here. And again, I could see why you potentially got in, just because you thought it was pulling back, and based on this ascending uptrend pattern, you thought you were getting in at a good buy. But again, we didn't wait for the confirmation. You didn't wait for the push up, the pullback, and the confirmation that it was going to continue to trend up. Confirmation is everything. Due to this continuous, it's just continuously getting rejected by the EMA indicator. Because of that, I mean, there is some consolidation. Do you see this right around $4 that's happening? I would say if it breaks again below $4, I would just cut losses. I don't know what else to tell you. I know it sucks. It's a therapeutic company. Remember, I don't like trading any of those like pharmaceutical or therapeutic companies, nothing like that. I think they get easily manipulated. And I'm really sorry about the loss that you have experienced. Yeah, 40%. First of all, there's no reason that you should have lost that much. First of all, you should have a max percentage lost in mind, or a max dollar loss in mind. And obviously, when there's a break of pattern or it continues to descend, those are huge red flags on why to cut losses. I know that there's a lot of emotions that come into play, but you need to be quick with cutting losses. So I do apologize again for that overall trade that you had. All right. It's a lot of consolidation that's happening. That's not that good, because I thought it was because it was consolidating a lot here. I thought it was going to break above the 2180, but it looks like it's still getting rejected. So we might not be able to break above the SMA. Let's follow up with it. Yeah, I mean, JDSC is starting to actively show signs of an uptrend pattern intraday. Do you see this? Middle view up, top view up. And I think that's what you called out, right? I would follow not necessarily a trailing stop loss for JDST. I would follow more for a break of pattern, more of a full-on confirmation that it, like, if you get in at like the middle view up or something like that, that if it continues to sell off or there's a break of pattern, then I can cut losses there. But overall, again, JDSC is a pretty consistent like ETF, especially at around like the low, like 52 to 54. It does pretty well, and it's only a matter of time for it to recover. So let's take that into consideration. Yes, right now it is trying to actively trend up, but obviously with the pattern that /GC has to offer, I just think that it's only a matter of time for it to get rejected again. So like /GC, what I mean by that is right now that's good. /GC is trending down. It's below the middle view up. I think that's in favor of JNUG. If we can continue getting rejected and heading to the bottom view up, then that means I think that JDST might have enough of a push, right? For it to maybe hit highs of around a 55 to 56 based off previous patterns. So again, I talked about Gush as being an intraday play, so that means a day trade. It has to do with the sell-off. I waited for a confirmation for a reversal due to the sell-off, so we waited for the break above the middle view up for the trade in between the middle view up and the top view up, just like it was doing yesterday. So yes, it is selling off. I'm not doing it as a swing trade. I'm doing it as a day trade, and that's why I saw intraday opportunity. Yeah, so Adam, to answer your question, like right now the market has been extremely volatile, right? There is a lot of uncertainty with our market as of now, and I think due to that, a lot of these like Fortune 500 companies and these major markets have been showing signs of a descending pattern. But I think that's why you should only like use that as a catalyst on why you should be much more like restrictive and focused on just trading quality stocks. If you've seen, we have not had an issue staying green. If anything, like during this period of the year, I've been making like the most money that I have when it comes down to trading. I mean, we've been having nearly $4,000 weeks, and it has to do with, again, just staying very micro focused to what is actively trending up and the patterns that still make sense to us. So obviously there's a lot of influence that this market has. You just have to understand what is being influenced in a positive way, what is being influenced in a negative way, and then maybe what's also not as easily influenced, what stock is not easily as influenced to the overall market conditions. And I think that's why these ETFs have been playing out so well for us. Do you see this again? So push up, bounce off the middle view up, pushes up, bounce, right? Pushes up, bounce, and then we get that confirmation. Now we just need to wait for the break above this EMA line to get more of a confirmation. And this is where I'm going to be like, if I get close to this EMA line, this SMA line, and it gets rejected again, I'm just going to sell. So I'm just going to set my alerts at this price point. Okay. There we go. Okay, so can I ask you something? So OGS, so your supports, no. So the thing with this, guys, is like you guys really need to look at the overall patterns. Yes, I do see that there's a potential breakup pattern, but when there's 180 days of a solid descending pattern, even when it's about to potentially make a reversal, because it's been having such a strong descending pattern, this isn't enough of a confirmation for me to want to invest my hard-earned money. And it shouldn't be a confirmation for you either, in my opinion, right? If something is descending for such a long period of time, what makes you think that this would be a good investment? 1 year, right? 3 years. It just doesn't make sense to me. I know that recently, within the past couple of days, it has been trying to push up, but again, those aren't very consistent, and you're trying to rely on such a small time period when the overall big picture pattern is such a strong descending pattern. Yes, it does offer nice little pushes up, and there's margin of profit that is able to be made, but especially when starting out, I would hate for you guys to get discouraged with trading when it's a simple pattern that you could avoid, and it's these strong descending patterns. I know that they offer potential, and I know that this thing can shoot up. Let's say it could shoot up to previous highs around 320, or how you said 323. The heck? Scare the crap out of me. So let's say it ends up going here to 322. Okay, so Gush is pushing up. It offers 20% potential, but so does so many of the other like ETFs that are actively trending up and that are showing signs of an uptrend pattern. I want you guys to become familiar on why it's so important to not trade stocks that are actively trending down. Like if you do very well with those, then great, but I would just hate for you guys to get discouraged and taking a position right now, and then it ends up getting rejected, and then it sells off, and then you bag hold, and then you're down like 20%, and then you never want to day trade again, or never want to invest in the stock market again. That would be my worst fear for you guys, right? Because just we're doing something that could easily be avoidable, and that's trading stocks that are showing signs of a descending pattern. Invest in something that's going to grow your account, and yeah. There we go, 2180. We got a nice little push up, 420 on the day. Let's see. Okay. So, yeah, but okay, so it looks like you guys really like this. Okay. I mean, I'm still going to reach out to Discord. I think it's the least that I can do as our server continues to grow. If I, for whatever reason, need to jump on the voice chat call with everyone, I want to make sure that I have the opportunity to do it. So if you guys really like these YouTube live streams a little bit more, then I'm all for it. I look freaking ugly. My goodness, I look like a scarecrow over here.
Oh, bro, don't you worry.
They could see me, so that's the thing.
It's the good part.
Yeah, I do apologize for what it is that you guys have to see over here, but hopefully the charts look a little bit better. Again, we followed a very simple pattern today, up 480 on the day. I want to see kind of what happens right now. So Drip should be having a pretty aggressive sell-off. And yeah, there it is. Let's see what happens. But money never looks ugly, bro. You look like a rock star, don't worry. Oh, I agree. So yes, it does drain your battery on the yeah, because it's a YouTube live stream. Much better. Well, I'm really happy to hear that you guys find this to be much better. So I mean, I genuinely like I'm not a happy person, right? When I hear that everyone isn't like enjoying the Discord chat. So it does bother me as well. So we'll try this for now until it ends up getting fixed. You'll just have to deal with this mess over here. I'll try to look better when we go live next time. But that is really just it. I mean, we did quite a bit of breakdowns. We talked about Tesla, and Tesla now is up. It says it's up 1%, 1.2% on the day, but when we talked about it and it broke above the middle view up and it started showing signs of this ascending uptrend pattern, it was, I mean, we called this one out when it was like sub 260. So overall, I mean, it's gapped up 5% on the day. And again, that's what's so important to know. People are like, oh, hey, I have $1,000 in my brokerage account. Maybe Tesla isn't the best investment. Again, it doesn't matter the dollar value of Tesla or the stock that you're investing in. It matters the percentage return that it has to offer. And understanding that, like, I would sell Tesla right now. And the reason why is based off previous resistance. It would make sense on why to sell there. And you can see that it's actually getting rejected, right? And it's holding in between the middle view up and the top view up. Actually, it's pushing up much more aggressively today. So, that could be in favor of, that could be in favor of Tesla. So great call out there. X, again, we talked about this one right at market open, holding in between the middle view up. How did I know? You never know anything 100%, and I wanted to make sure that you guys all understand that, but it had such a decent sell-off. It was a stock that on the 180-day chart, it was trying to actively trend up. Had a sell-off. It happens, right? It happens multiple times. You can see that it sold off all the way down here. Had a sell-off. It's starting to recover. It's right around the EMA. I would sell there, and then if it continues to trend up, then I would, trade that as well if you want to. DGAS, let's see how this one's doing. Up, and that's why, look, I set my alert at $28. It started to show some signs of an uptrend pattern. That's why we wait for confirmation. It got rejected by that middle view up. That's why confirmation is so important. Gosh. It hit 22. All right, guys, should I sell or should I not sell? To sell or to not sell? Let me know in the chat. Okay, it's getting rejected. I need you guys here. Cover half. Sold at 22. It looks like a lot of people are selling at 22. Okay. Let's see how our level 2 looks like. Okay. Whoa. Lock in profits, sell. I'm holding a little bit more. Okay. And real quick, for all those that are joining us live right now, are there any of you that are not part of Learn Plan Profit that were able to tune into my live stream? Is there any of you that isn't part of Learn Plan Profit that got access to the live stream? Because some people still can get access to those live streams. So I just want to ask. Follow rules. I like how these guys hold me accountable. So Raul, do you ever sell half? Is what he's asking me. Yes, I have taken I do sell half my positions, and then I can buy more at the dip, and then I cover a little bit more. So a wise man once told me, you could always buy in. I love LPP like a fat kid loves cake. That's funny. All right, here we go. LPP group, Gucci gang, I like it. Ricky Ricone. Actually, I had a lot of family members just because I'm Hispanic used to call me that. Yeah, is it possible to bounce on this SMA line though? Yep, 100%. Very, very common. Especially as we break above it, there could definitely be a pullback down to the EMA or the SMA, and we might get a bounce there, just like similar pattern does of yesterday when it pushes up, pulls back, bounces at around the SMA line, and then continues that uptrend pattern. So looks like it did get rejected by $22. It makes sense on why it got rejected there. I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt to see if it would continue to trend up. That's me being a little bit more just risky. We've been having a pretty solid week, and I don't want to use it as an excuse, but yeah. We can't tell you that. Yep. So let's see. Ooh, it's getting rejected a little bit more than... Oh, I like that. So first week of trading after joining the course and already made up the course fee. Really happy to hear that. I've actually had a good amount of people that have experienced that in such a short period of time. So we could see that it's trying to bounce right around here. Do you see the little whisker right there? I hate when it does that because it's always so difficult to see. That's why I have to look at this little gray indicator. And I'm going to be on YouTube all day. Just go on YouTube for my voice chat call. Go on YouTube for the daily video. At Tesla, again, confirming this like EMA line. So if we can get a nice little bounce here, I would like to see for a candle to a larger green candle for it to be bigger than this one, and then we can get a bounce there. But again, that margin isn't necessarily worth it in my opinion, especially as it's more on the overbought side. Okay, let's see what happens here. I take this away. E-gas is really starting to consolidate. That's pretty good because that's going to be in favor of D-gas. Do you see how it's really starting to consolidate? So this could be for a potential reversal, and then there could be the break from like $28 to the top view up, which is around 3%. So what are you following? Is that Josh?
I'm looking at the same chart too.
Okay. How does he click the ticker on the watch list and it opens up on the chart? Lennon is saying, join the club of being ugly. Pretty Ricky. Real quick, again, if you are asking how to link your watch list and your charts, you probably have not watched the entire course. I can't stress this enough. Before you start trading, I need you to go through the entire course itself. I need you guys to. Real quick, for just to answer your question, you click here, you link it, so you can link it red, and then you link it red right here as well. Yeah, so there's actually a call that I'm getting, and I kind of need to go. I was gonna, I'll keep you guys up to date. If I end up selling at around $22, I'm gonna set my alert real quick. I really need to take this call though, so I hope that you guys all have an amazing day. I'll talk to you guys in just a bit. So yeah, thank you guys again. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live stream better and can actually see my screen and stuff like that. I'll keep you guys up to date with my gush position, and that's really just it. Thank you guys. Take it easy, team.